Although I do feel that it kind of lessens a bit the whole plot point of Zeus and Odin being so fearful and paranoid of being overthrown because they fear death and they fear losing power and control, only for them to have an afterlife. So I feel it's kind of lessened. I mean, the afterlife for gods in the real life has a name.
Hell.
It's called hell. It's called hell.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but it looks very bright and fantastic also. Not my idea of hell anyway.
You know what? I'm going to just say it. God of War, what's her name? Laufey?
Laufey.
Right. What's the issue? I see people complain. No. It's
serious?
Like, is it because she's a girl? Yeah, stereotype.
Well, okay.
Then again, I kind of know it's like Kratos is not in the game, but then again, it's like they're already making God of War games. It's just a spinoff. Would you really want to play as Atreus when so many people complained about playing him in Ragnarok?
I mean, okay. First, we kind of need to establish something. When a video game series has established protagonists that they had for decades, and it's basically the whole identity beat, the character synonymous with the series, right?
Okay.
So introducing a new playable character, regardless of who they are, regardless whether it was set up or not, it's always going to cause friction because people are going to rightfully say, I don't want to play as this guy. Like, I want to play as I want to play as the actual protagonist, right? I want to play as the other guy.
Okay, you are right.
Like with Dante in Devil May Cry. Like, I think it's happened a long time ago. I don't even remember that well. But when Devil May Cry 4 came out, people complain about the fact that Dante was not the protagonist of the game. Yes, you could play as Dante in the game, but he was definitely not the main focus. You have to start off as this new kid called Nero, and which was kind of like it was Dante but lamer, like wimpy and lamer. I
understand. So, I think there was this Uncharted game, but you didn't play as Nathan Drake. If that ever happened.
Oh yeah, but that was a DLC. It was kind of like a standalone DLC expansion. So it was kind of like I never felt that people complained, at least to what I could see, that much, because Uncharted 4 had been Drake's game through and through, right? So like this other thing where Drake is not the protagonist was a DLC standalone, right? So
I'm pretty sure
that lessens the.
Sorry, I was going to say maybe Laufey's a DLC, or is this like a whole new game?
No, it's its own game.
Okay.
Okay. First, I'm gonna say this. I don't like it. I'm with the reaction that most people have had is one that I have too. I do not like it. I do not like that God of War is now making us play as Laufey, which the Kratos' second wife, which was less of a character and more of a plot device, Well,
she was dead.
Real.
She was dead.
Because she was dead. Because she was dead. Because she was dead, right? So, and simply because a couple of things about her kind of don't add up for me. I don't know if that's the fault of the writing in the Norse games, or am I missing something? I'm not sure. But okay. Laufey, it's of course just by the name. Laufey is a giant. Laufey is a giant. Atreus is Loki, and Loki is the son of Laufey in the Norse myth, right? So Laufey is a giant because Loki is supposed to be part giant, and but in the God of War game, in the Norse
just seems like a normal human.
No, but that's normal in Norse mythology. That's normal. Being a giant in Norse mythology doesn't necessarily. It's more like a species denomination rather than an indicator that you're going to be gigantic, right?
Okay. They said that in the game too, so it makes sense.
Yeah, like think of Fenrir and Jormungandr. They are technically giants as well, but they don't look like giants. Fenrir is a wolf, Jormungandr is a snake, right?
Okay.
Okay. So but there's something there's something that doesn't add up. Okay, so apparently Laufey is strong enough to fight gods herself, right? Because apparently the game is going to be set up in this afterlife for gods.
And hold on, she fought against Thor and Ragnarok. We've seen stuff of that, so it's not like this is coming out of nowhere.
She did? I don't remember that.
Yeah, when you were exploring Vanaheim, you'll be seeing locations in which there were previously Laufey and Thor fought before she met Kratos. And you can see frozen lightning bolts and stuff. So it does show that Laufey did fight Thor. So it's not like, oh, see some Mary Sue, which people are throwing out way too often.
But let's be real. To be fair, I agree with that. But to be fair, we have a decade of Mary Sue characters, so I think it's kind of like an understandable complaint. But here's the thing. Okay, Laufey fought Thor. Okay, if Laufey fought Thor, and she was strong enough to fight Thor, why did she die? She's a supernatural immortal being. That's what's supposed to.
They never said so in the game. They never said so in game of how she died either. So maybe we'll find out in this game. Never assume.
Okay, maybe.
You know what they say about assuming.
Yeah, maybe. But you see the contradiction there. On the one hand, she's strong enough to fight Thor, and on the other hand, she dies of natural causes. What?
Well, in one hand, Kratos can lift up boulders like 1,000 times his size, but still struggles to open a chest. It's like
those are limitations of the gameplay, not limitations in the lore of the story. What I mean
Kratos
is
gets hits in a hammer by Thor and suddenly dies, but he can take like being impaled by himself with a blade of Olympus. Yeah,
but those are idiosyncrasies of the story conflicting with the gameplay.
This inconsistency. It's not new.
Yeah, but those are inconsistencies caused by the nature of it being a game. What I mean is that, according to from what I remember from the original God of War game, only gods or adjacent beings can fight gods and kill them, right? Remember when killing a god was something special? You needed to find the power of Pandora's box just to fight Ares.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they abandoned that a long time ago.
Yeah, like that's something that bothers me. They abandoned that
a long time ago, but...
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't it bother you somewhat? Like,
Well, there's nothing I can really do about it, where I'm like, okay, that's their problem. It's like there's nothing you can literally do to change things. So it's like, why care so much then? Life is a little bit easier when you stop caring so much. It's like, whatever.
As the worst part of all of this is they use Deborah Ann Wolf as the in-game model for the character of Laufey. And Deborah Ann Wolf, she's gorgeous. Like, she is like a blue-eyed redhead. Like, she is beautiful. And the in-game model looks horrible. Like, she looks like a crack addict.
Yeah, that's something they game developers just been doing recently. And it's like, why must you make people look ugly?
Yeah, like, she's supposed to be a supernatural, ethereal, magical being. You're not supposed to look ugly, or at least most of them are not supposed to look ugly, come on, man.
But
honestly,
but before people accuse you of being an incel or whatever, let's just say this. What about the whole things of fighting other gods in this afterlife? Because that's the more important thing I want to say. Or let's say that's the meat of it. We are fighting other mythology gods.
I don't know how I feel about that. On the one hand, part of me thinks it's a cool idea that
something I wish Kratos was going to be doing. I'll be honest, I wish Kratos was fighting like gods of Egypt and Mongolia.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I wanted Kratos to be the one doing this.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
So
there's no other way around it. It's
that's
like
the main. Yeah.
I'd be more interested in Kratos doing this than Laufey. I'll be honest, and I will be lying if I didn't notice there could be a little bit of the what's it called, Dragon Age Veilguard purple. I've noticed.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah. Oh,
or the
my
Metroid
God.
Beyond purple. If you see that purple color in the video game, that's
Yeah,
telling.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, even that Mongolian war god, it's like that's like a straight up bloodthirster.
Yeah, it does look like a bloodthirster. Well, anyway, like, I think this would have been more accepted if it had been Atreus.
Oh, are you
Like, if it had
absolutely
been
sure?
Atreus.
Because so many people complained about playing Atreus in Ragnarok.
Yes, but at least
My
Atreus
voice
was set
cracked
up.
there.
Yeah, but at least Atreus was set up.
Okay, that is kind of more correct. And you know what? I will be honest with you. It is kind of like Domino's when they do that joke tweet saying that you order a pepperoni supreme, but you don't get the pepperoni.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's really a way to make a God of War game without Kratos, even if you set up Atreus as to take over for him, because
there's no other way.
Atreus is just Loki, but with a different backstory. Like, Kratos has his whole baggage behind him. I don't know how a God of War game with a lawful good Kratos would look, because
they tried with Ragnarok and stuff, or it's like, Kratos' whole redemption arc, but even still, it's like that story is already done already. So it's like, can we move Kratos to other mythologies?
Yeah, but like, and something that I do not like, that I do not like about this concept of the afterlife of gods.
Right.
Should gods have afterlives?
Here's the thing. Odin said in Ragnarok he doesn't know where gods go when they die, because they don't go to like Vanaheim. No, not Vanaheim, Valhalla or anything like that. They don't know where they go when they die. So maybe this is something we're going to explore in lore for what this place is, this afterlife of gods. Because that's interesting. Now, could Laufey meet the Greek gods and it's like meet Ares and stuff? Could we see Ares again?
Okay, that's a good point. But again, I would have loved to see an Ares Zeus Kratos reunion. That would I have loved to see. So,
but then again, you would have to kill Kratos.
Kratos being lawful good, like, would Kratos just simply kill them again because Zeus and Ares are evil, or would he try to approach them, peacefully? You know what I mean?
But then again, you would have to kill Kratos to put him in this afterlife. Now, would you?
Kratos has been killed a lot of times.
Oh, but that would be like nuts. Like seeing like Ares again, maybe in this afterlife, maybe even Athena.
Ares, Athena. I mean, we've seen Athena, but like, there's a bit of a contradiction here. Like, can Athena move between these two realms? Although I do feel that it kind of lessens a bit the whole plot point of Zeus and Odin being so fearful and paranoid of being overthrown because they fear death and they fear losing power and control, only for them to have an afterlife. I feel it's kind of lessened. I mean, the afterlife for gods in the real life has a name. Hell. It's called hell.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but it looks very bright and fantastic also. Not my idea of hell anyway.
But, this could be like them borrowing maybe part of a script for what they originally planned for God of War 3. Because God of War 3, they were going to do a thing where it was all the mythology gods like doing a war on Mount Olympus and stuff. Some like time stuff Kratos had messed up with. And so like Norse mythology would invade Egypt and stuff. If they had done a plot like that, and maybe a bit of that's going to be influenced in Laufey, I think that would be interesting. And because at the end of the original script, Kratos was going to meet Jesus, and this was going to be the birth of Christianity, because all the other gods are gone.
Yeah.
Do you think they should have kept to that story for God of War 3?
No, I think I think it ended well where it ended. I don't think it was needed. I think it was the more intelligent option to leave the other mythologies for their own sagas, which is something that at the same time, on the one hand, I do like the fact that we're seeing different mythologies. On the other hand, I feel like those mythologies kind of like deserve their own games, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we can see Aztec gods.
Maybe.
That'd be cool. But it's like I won't even be playing this game because I don't have a PS5, so it's not like I really care that much. But it is still like something I've noticed that online that of course I'm going to bring up to you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the worst part of this is the Veilguard purple and the fact that they basically made Devera Ann like so ugly when she's like very beautiful, and I think like it's kind of like baffles the head of like baffles my mind.
We're not saying Laufey needs to be in a bikini, guys. We are not saying that. Never assume what we're thinking. She can wear like suits of armor and stuff. We are not saying she needs to be skimpy. We're just saying, why does he look like an ogre in game? Yeah. So it's like, if you don't like us admitting something we don't like, well, bite me. There's no other way to say it. Bite me.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't care if it's
honestly,
me.
I'm not looking forward to this game. I don't think it will be any good. Let's be real.
But the combat looks fun. Looks fun. But don't.
It looks.
Oh, here we go. It's like, this is why God of War hates you. It's like they do not hate you, bro.
No, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't hate the combat, but I do. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, I like the Norse games, and the combat is fun. But the combat is better in the original games. It is better in the original games. Yeah,
guys. As much as we might have enjoyed Ragnarok, or was it 2016 God of War?
Yeah.
Listen, as much as we enjoyed those games are fun, yes. Let's admit there's a reason why the original games were so popular and are kind of a bit more cherished to God of War fans, because the combat is just a lot more fun and ballistic. It's just how God of War was kind of made. That's its soul. Remember your roots.
Yeah, remember your roots. Hell, there was even one of the creators of God of War was streaming, and he saw the trailer and he said it looks like shit.
Oh, well, he was kind of like butthurt about not being, in the other games when he did the first game. And it's like, well, you aren't hired for the other games, man. And so it's like, oh, well, this is some things like that happen.
Yeah, fair enough.
He didn't do God of War 2 or 3. I'm just saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'll be honest, maybe the story might be a little better if he directed God of War 2 and 3, because I don't know his inconsistencies with Kratos. Because I think God of War 1 had a better story compared to 2 and 3, because 2 and 3, he's just emotionally immature and all.
Yeah, but...
because God of War 2 is the stereotype of, Zeus, I will get my revenge!
Yeah, but God of War 3, I think that God of War 3 has a better story than most people give it credit for, because God of War 3 is the breaking point. God of War 3 is where Kratos has nothing but revenge left for him, so that's why he is completely monstrous in God of War.
And also, my immersion is broken 3. Because he killed Poseidon and Hades like half an hour into the game, the big three of Olympus, and the other gods think they can still take him. They don't like throw down a towel, like, okay, we're out. He took out Poseidon and Hades. We're done.
If there's something about God of War 3 that has always disappointed me, and let it be known that it's one of my favorite action games of all time,
it's so
is
good.
that I feel like for some, despite of it being a game about killing the gods of Olympus, we fight we don't fight that many of them when you think about it. Like, I feel like we could have had a lot more of them. Like, okay, who do we fight? We fight Poseidon, we fight Hades, we fight Zeus, obviously. We don't fight Hermes, really. It's kind of like a more of a...
Well, you do fight Hermes. There's that part where, his...
Yeah, but I wouldn't really call it a boss fight. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hercules did ascend into godhood in mythology, but in game he is like a demigod that you could have fought in God of War 2.
Precisely.
You didn't fight Helios. Not really.
Yeah, not really. Apollo was nowhere to be seen. Ares is dead. Artemis is nowhere to be seen as well. Hestia is nowhere to be seen as well. Hera, you just snap her neck.
You don't fight Hephaestus.
No, you just kill him immediately in a quick time event.
Kronos?
Kronos is a Titan. Oh, like the Kronos fight is the best fight in the game. Like, if you what else? Okay. The big Olympians that are missing are Apollo, Artemis, Demeter, Hestia, Dionysus, and I think that's all of them. If you don't count Aphrodite, but Aphrodite, you do encounter her in the game, but you fight her in another way. We actually fight very few of the gods of Olympus when you actually think about it.
That is the thing. It's like my immersion broke.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit. Like, if they're going to do those God of War original trilogy remakes, like if they're going to go full remake, they should add more boss fights. Like, there should be more boss fights than this. Like, it's kind of difficult for me to reconcile the fact that that Kratos killed all the gods of Olympus when half the gods of Olympus are not even there. And like, okay, I understand the game has limitations. You cannot add everything to it, but come on, a couple of more would not be too much.
Do you think the newer God of War games would be like not so picked on if they did have the combat style of the original games?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I like the new combat style, but I like the original more, and I think the cinematic moments would have benefited from that original combat style. But of course, I do not see how you could have that semi-open world exploration with the combat style of the originals. But that's supposed that's for them to get creative with, I suppose.
And we'll just find out what happens. And it's not like I'm going to really care at the end because I do not have a PS5. Because I already spent money, like probably $800 fixing my car. I am done. No more money.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I had to replace my exhaust and my windshield. It's not like I really care about hobby stuff anymore these days. It's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm spending too much money.
Yeah, fair enough.